Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. Duncan McCollum. This is Stepping in Radio, and I'm so happy to be here right now. I think today this show is going to be a turning point in your health if you decide to take advantage of some of the things that I'm going to be talking about. Basically, we have been, as you know, put into a point where our immune systems have been questioned, whether or not our body has the ability to fight off everything that the world can throw at us, even though we've existed on this planet for millions of years. So the main thing I want you to know is I'm going to introduce you today to the greatest physician that's ever existed on this planet. And I'm so happy to introduce it to your innate intelligence. Your innate intelligence has everything it needs to heal. It has everything it needs to be able to perceive what's in the environment and create an immunity to that environment. We have to let our bodies work. We have to let them actually experience the environment. You know, my mother told me when I was a really young kid, you know, if there was a bully in the neighborhood, you know, my tendency would be to want to come home and hide. She goes, no, go out and fight that bully. Go out and confront him. You know, if you just keep cowering at everything, you're going to get weaker and weaker and weaker. That's the same thing that happens to our immune system. I'm not telling you to go out and get yourself exposed to this virus or anything else at the same by any means. But what I am wanting you to understand is your body survives well by strengthening itself based on what is in the environment and what it's been exposed to. Now, you all know, we've talked about this several times, that there's three aspects to health. There's the physical aspect, the chemical aspect, and the emotional aspect. Physical would be being hit by a truck, pinched nerves in your spine, altering the communication from the brain to the body part. Chemical would be all of the toxins, from heavy metals to molds to hidden infections, bacteria, viruses, chemicals, heavy metals, all that stuff. And mental would be the stress put on by a perceived danger, by a perceived enemy, by a perceived attacker, an invisible tiger that's out there prowling all the time and you don't know when it's going to attack you. That stresses out your body so much. It makes your adrenal glands go crazy. Pretty soon they wear out and you no longer have a defense system, and your body just succumbs to whatever is stronger in the environment. So again, the strongest physician that ever lived is in your body. It's the innate intelligence you have. I will be doing on the 12th of August, 7 o'clock, I have a free seminar I'm putting on. You can go to mccollumwellness.com and you can sign up for the free August 12th seminar. You can also dial on your cell phone, 474747, and put that in as a telephone number, 474747. And in the line below, comment line, put 15-day, 15-day, and it will take you to the information you need to see. But we are going to be putting together everything that I used to teach in the 7-week class in a 15-day challenge. Now, the purpose of this is several. Number one, we're going to teach you what intermittent fasting is and how to do it correctly. We're also going to show you what a ketogenic diet is and how to get into ketosis safely and why you would even want to. We're going to be talking about ancient healing strategies. What actually did our ancestors do to be able to survive the terrible elements of the environment way back in the day? We're going to talk about diet variation. How do I know when I'm eating the right things and when I should not be eating the right things? The worst thing you can do is have the same diet every day for the rest of your life. Your body's going to get weak. The microbiome, or the bugs in your gut, are going to take over. They're going to get lazy, and they're going to not help you keep your immune system healthy. Your body loves a challenge. It loves to be challenged. It wants to survive, and it wants to figure out how to survive. Also, we'll be going over cellular detoxification. The number one cause of disease in our world right now is chronic inflammation is causing chronic disease. It's undebatable. Chronic inflammation in the body causes chronic disease. You can look this up on any periodical, any magazine. And so most all of Western medicine is designed at combating are actually not even combating it, managing the symptoms caused by chronic inflammation. So they're managing the symptoms of chronic disease. 81 million Americans right now are diagnosed with multiple chronic diseases. So that would be more than 3. 81 million Americans is something like a quarter of us. 50% of the people in our country are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. There's 30 million people diagnosed with thyroid disease. So today I really want to focus on a word, a very important word, and you want to pay attention to this word and understand it because it will save your life. This word is so important that I'm going to spend most of this hour on it. It's called autophagy, autophagy, self-eating. A Greek definition of that is body eat thyself, autophagy, eat thyself, okay? And it's one of the things that our body's able to do that makes it the most amazing process of keeping our body healthy, our innate intelligence. So what is autophagy? How does this work? Okay, so every cell in our body, we have something like 70 trillion or 75 trillion cells in our body, all designed to survive. And they all have a life expectancy, just like a car would have a life expectancy. You can't drive a car for 150 years necessarily without rebuilding the whole thing. But at one point, the cells are designed to die. And because of so many mechanisms that have been messed with in our environment, from the hidden infections, from the molds, from the heavy metals, all these various things, a damaged nervous system, these cells, instead of dying off like they're supposed to, because a lot of them live on pure sugar, and most of our diet is pure sugar. We eat so much processed food devoid of minerals and nutrients that these lazy cells tend to sit around and not die. They're called senescent cells, senile cells. They're actually designed to, when they go through their life cycle, to go through a process called apoptosis, which means the cell's going to break down itself, and all those elements in the cell are going to be recycled into amazing new things called stem cells. And those stem cells are going to actually keep our bodies alive, keep them young, actually make sure that the DNA is passed on in its pure state, so altered genes, the genes don't get altered and disease states don't occur. But these old cells, or these senile cells, they become the land of the living dead cells, basically. They're not serving a purpose. They're using up fuel, but they're not serving you at all. And a lot of them are going to mutate into cancer cells and other disease cells. They're going to rub up against the cells next to them and cause those cells to become damaged. So your body is actually designed to break down these old damaged cells, and through the process called autophagy. So we're going to talk about 5 different ways that you can help your body get into autophagy. And you can tell if you're not doing autophagy well by looking at yourself in the mirror. If you've got inflammation, if you're swollen, if your face is swollen, if you've got arthritic joints, if you've got any kind of chronic disease, if you're bloated, if you're overweight, this is a sign that your body's not being efficient, and it's actually not burning cells well, or breaking down the old cells well. And it's probably like one of those cars you see driving down the road with blue smoke pouring out of the exhaust pipe and out from under the hood. It's just not burning well. You know, if you had a really nice car, you'd want it to run well, okay? You don't want it smoking and doing all this stuff. Take a look at your body and decide how well it's functioning. If you want to change it, you definitely want to attend my free seminar, August 12th. It's going to be a Zoom meeting. If you go to McCollum Wellness, you will be able to, McCollumWellness.com, you can sign up for the August 12th meeting for free. On August 17th, we will be starting a 15-day challenge, which I really hope that you guys get into, because it's going to change your life, change your health. And not only that, it's going to teach you after the 15 days how to continue this for the rest of your life if you want to stay healthy. We'll have some amazing wins on it, okay? So again, we have 70 trillion cells in our body, and about 70 billion of those cells are killed by your body every day and renewed through this whole process that I've been talking about. So when the old cells don't die, then what happens is the cell membranes become weak, the mitochondria becomes inefficient, the damage inside the cell actually turns on bad genes, the genes that can cause cancers, that can cause different arthritides, different chronic genetic diseases. You have the same genes from the day you're born to the day you die, but what happens is, are they expressed? Expressed means, do you develop what that gene says you can have? So when we look at autophagy, or the word autophagy, again, it's something, apoptosis means that you have programmed cell death. So each cell has a program that will tell that cell when to die. But it's so messed up today because we're rated 47th in the world for health. We take 50% of all the drugs made in the world, and we're only 4% of the world population. So when the cells don't die like they should through this process, then what happens is those cells are going to become diseased. And so what we're going to teach you how to do in my course, the 15-day challenge, which again starts August 17th for anybody just tuning in, we're going to teach you how to get your body into autophagy. Now, autophagy means self-eating. There's been some amazing research about autophagy. In fact, the scientist and author, Dr. Siegfried, is a very well-known doctor. He wrote the book, Cancer is a Metabolic Disease, Dr. Thomas Siegfried. And in that book, he talks about if you can do one 5-day water fast a year, you can decrease your risk of developing cancer by 95%. Why is that? Because during a 5-day water fast, you're breaking down, your body's scavenging for anything to eat, but it's not going to eat the healthy cells, only the unhealthy cells. So we want to teach you how to do a fast. Now, on the 15-day challenge, we're only looking for a 30-hour fast at the end of that 15 days if you're ready. If not, we'll know, and we're going to help you proceed from there and help you overcome any bumps you've had in the road, any challenge that you've had, any misunderstandings, and oftentimes you're going to start to feel great during this process. Other times you'll have a little bit of trouble, so we will help you through those programs. We'll help you through this process. It's called the art of fasting. We're going to teach you how to fast and why it's important. Now, we're going to basically, through what Dr. Siegfried said, is if you can actually find the perfect ratio between your ketone burning, and I'll talk about that more in a minute, and your glucose burning, there's a perfect ratio to where your body's breaking down the bad cells and making the new cells at a ratio to keep your machine running smoothly and cleanly and fantastic all the time. You know, I've written the book, New Hope for Sciatica. It's a bestseller on Amazon. You can get it for free by going to mccollumwellness.com/book, and you can get that there. But I want to let you know, the other book that is going to be out in a few months is called Reversing the Biological Clock, an old hitchhiker's guide to better health. Because, you know, most of us that are my age, I'm 64, and some of us are older or younger, we grew up at a time where we questioned authority. We wouldn't do anything without a questioning it. But what's happened is we've moved into this lifestyle where we've forgot about that. And what we do is we walk in with blinders to the medical doctor and walk out with a bucket full of pills. Now, those pills are only managing the symptoms that show up from chronic inflammation, which causes chronic disease. So we want to teach you how to really use your body's best mechanism of healing, and that is the innate intelligence that your body has. So autophagy is a catabolic process. It eats your body. It eats up the bad cells in your body. Now, a lot of people get into all these different diet trends. They even try fasting to an extent that it's not helping them. If you do it too much or incorrectly, it will break down your body cells to a point where it will weaken your immune system. And that's exactly what we don't want to have happen. If you do this correctly, you're going to strengthen your immune system and become so much more able to handle anything that comes along today, tomorrow, this fall, or in the years to come, because you're going to teach your body how to break down the weak cells immediately and build new healthy cells and make an efficient, running machine. And that's our whole purpose. Again, if you want to attend my webinar on this, you're going to go to mccollumwellness.com and scroll down to the August 12th seminar. It's free and it's at 7 o'clock. If you already know you want to do the 15-day challenge, it's $149 and it's going to change your life. Go in there and sign up now. The sooner you sign up, we're going to start sending you stuff right off the bat, including a brand new ketogenic recipe book, and a whole bunch of the stuff that you need to do to get started. So it's going to be a lot easier for you. So we want the whole purpose of this is to help you strengthen your immune system. Now, one of the other things I'll talk about throughout the course, and I'll touch on it a little bit on the 12th, is this other thing called mTOR, the mTOR pathway, which stands for mechanistic target rapamycin, which is where your body builds protein and builds up tissue. So this is a good thing. People that get into too much ketosis, or excuse me, too much fasting, break down the body to a point where it's weakening your cells. So we're going to teach you how to move in and out of these things called ketosis, out of intermittent fasting, and teach you how to get your body to make new healthy muscle, new healthy organs, new healthy tissue. So this mTOR pathway is very important. Now, just like the autophagy breaks down tissue, mTOR builds tissue. So I think you can see that if we break down the bad stuff, then build the good stuff, that's a perfect world. And that's what your body needs to do, wants to do, and has been unable to do because of so many toxins in our environment, nerve damage, a weakened immune system, a weakened digestive system, bad diet, terrible foods you're putting into our diet, glyphosate, all that stuff, okay? You've heard me talk about that for years on the show. But what I want you to know is we're going to teach you how to change this thing pretty rapidly, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. Now, you definitely want to talk to a medical doctor if you have conditions that you think may prevent you from wanting to do this. You can definitely contact my office, and then we will advise you on what we are going to be doing, so you can talk to your medical doctor about it. But I can tell you that we've changed some pretty amazing changes by having people go through this. One thing about the mTOR pathway, if this can help you, people who work out a lot, the people that are bodybuilders that are constantly putting on muscle, they're actually doing that to a point where they're not giving their body a chance to break down the bad muscle or bad tissue and they become inflamed. And actually, because they drive that pathway so much, the mTOR pathway from constant bodybuilding, because they're looking at size and aesthetics and performance, it actually, studies show that it decreases their life by 12 years, those people that work out that hard. My dad lived to be 91, never exercised a day in his life. He was his brother lived to be 93 and both of his sisters 98, his dad 97. He only died because he got hit by a car. But, and they never exercised, but they had a diet that was reasonable as well. So mTOR versus autophagy. Autophagy breaks down bad cells in the body, autophagy. mTOR builds new cells in the body. So we want to find a way to balance this act. It's a balancing act. So I'm going to teach you 5 ways that your body does go into autophagy. And each one of those, some of them take fasting, some of them don't. So I'm going to go over them. But the first one is intermittent fasting. What is intermittent fasting? That means that you skip a meal a day. You're going to change your, what we call an eating window down. We're going to teach you how to shrink that down. 60% of your energy goes to digest your food. So, Western physicians and people say that you should be eating 6 times a day. Well, they've been doing that for years, and has our health index got any better? No, we're still rated 27th or 47th in the world for health. So listen, I'm going to take a quick break here, and then we will be back, and I'm going to go in with the 5 ways you can get yourself into autophagy. So we'll see you in just a couple minutes. Hi, this is Dr. Duncan McCollum. Thank you so much for tuning into my show. I just want to let you know that I am going to be doing this amazing seminar starting on August 17th. It's a 15-day challenge where we're going to teach you how to get your body into autophagy, how we're going to teach you how to get your body new stem cells performing. We're going to show you how to get into ketosis and why that's important. Okay, the main thing we want to do is help you boost your immune system so your body's less susceptible to anything that comes along. Whether you want to wear a mask or not wear a mask, whether you want to wear goggles or not wear goggles, some of the crazy things that people are doing, and we've been told about the fear, and there is some fear, but if you're staying at home wearing a mask and you're not improving your immune system, you're missing the boat. The time is now to improve your immune system. That's why I'm doing this course, August 17th. It's a 15-day course, and you can sign up for it. And it's $149. So go to McCollumWellness.com, sign up for the course now. Early signers will immediately be sent a new recipe book on the ketogenic style foods and diets, some of the shopping lists, and some of the things that you're going to need in order to get through this course healthily and quickly and with the most benefit. And so we were talking about the 5 ways to boost autophagy in your body. Again, autophagy is breaking down the bad cells. Autophagy means self-eating, or body eat thyself. And so the first one is fasting, intermittent fasting. Now, this has been thrown around. There's a lot of misunderstanding about it. A few years ago, when I thought of skipping a meal, I said, there's no way I can do that. And but what I found is I love it, and my energy level's gone up. I lost 35 pounds over the last couple of years. I'm down to my high school weight now, and my body feels great. So I'm just going to get my battery charger here. So what we're going to do is teach you what intermittent fasting is. And so basically, what you'll do is we're going to teach you healthy oils to eat. And I'm not going to go into all of that now, because those healthy oils are going to start to have you burn ketones, and ketones are the other fuel. And but we're going to have you start to have a 16 to 18 hour fasting window, and we're going to work that up over about a week period of time. If you do it correctly, and the way we teach you in class, you're not going to be hungry. You'll be blown away at your energy level. You're going to start to have a lot of the inflammation go out of your body. A lot of the joint pain will go away or diminish. Your energy level will go up. Your brain fog will even start to go away. And then we're going to show you how to get into ketosis, which means you're burning the other fuel. If you look, there's such a misunderstanding of ketones. If you look up ketones in Webster's dictionary, it says the fuel your body burns when it doesn't have enough glucose. That's a terrible definition. It should say the fuel that your body should be burning because it burns clean like a gas stove, like the blue flame with no toxic byproduct, versus the fuel that you shouldn't be depending on, which is glucose. It burns like a smoky fireplace full of wet pine. Every time you're burning glucose, which comes from French fries to broccoli to any animal protein you eat, or any protein, all burns like sugar. And people still don't get that. So we're going to talk to you about these different foods. We're going to teach you how to not snack between meals and get you into this thing called intermittent fasting. And when you do it right, you'll love it. And so we're going to teach you how to have an eating window. And that eating window is going to be 4 to 8 hours. And it's on a gradient approach. So you're going to be able to work yourself through it, ask questions, get help. And there's a lot of tricks that we will be able to give you that will show you how to be successful at this. So that's number 1, intermittent fasting. The second type of procedure that you can do that will work with this autophagy thing is extended block fast. So water fast. What are extended block fasts? That means that you're fasting for 30 hours up to 5 days, something like that. the end of our course, the 15-day, a lot of people will be ready for a 30-hour water fast, and I'll talk about the benefits of that in a little bit. They're huge benefits, so don't get scared because anybody can do it. I've had the 98-year-olds do this, and younger people do it, younger than 98, you know. So if you're younger than 98, you can do it. So the extended blast fast is where we're going to actually really push the body to where it gets into ketosis, and you're still burning glucose because your body stores glucose, and you're not going to be eating 0 carbs. But this is where Thomas Siegfried came up with that magic number. If you can get a 1-to-1 ratio with burning ketones and glucose, then that's where you have maximum autophagy and maximum mTOR at the same time. So in other words, when you have maximum autophagy, your body's breaking down those old dying cells as quickly as they can, those damaged cells in diseased organs. It's breaking them down as quickly as it can, it's breaking those parts down, sending them off to the recycling plant. The body's going to the recycling plant, using all those parts to make brand new stem cells. Those stem cells are going back to those areas, organs, and tissues and making brand new cells for you. It's an amazing thing. Our bodies are so amazing at healing themselves. They just need the chance. Dr. Reggie Gold, one of the greatest chiropractors who ever lived, said the body needs no help. It just needs no interference. So we're helping you get the interference away, the bad cells, the toxins, the inflammation. Again, chronic inflammation is interference with the body's functioning. Chronic inflammation causes chronic disease. What causes chronic inflammation? Toxins. What makes toxins? Cellular debris from cells that aren't working well. The stuff that you get in your environment, the glyphosate and the other stuff you're eating in your foods, the clothes you wear, the water you drink, the air you breathe, all that stuff. So you just have to be a steward of your body, and you have to help your body's innate intelligence do what it needs to do to be healthier. So that's so important. So listen, go to McCollumWellness.com right now and sign up for the free seminar on August 12th. It's going to go through so much information for you. And if it makes sense, then go right to the August 19th seminar and sign up for that class. You'll immediately get, it's a 15-day challenge. You'll immediately receive a lot of the information that's going to help you, it's going to benefit you right away. So what Siegfried said is if you take, and you know, you need to get a glucose meter, and the one that I recommend is called the keto meter, and you can get that through my site, and we'll give you the information. The reason why it's the cheapest, and the keto strips are only $1 each instead of $3 each like all the other ones. So you take your glucose number, and then you take your ketone number that you test with strips by pricking your finger. Your glucose is in one metric system, and the ketones are in another. It's like one's in meters and one's in feet. So we've got to change meters into feet. So what you do is you take your glucose, say it's 70, and you divide it by 18. So you take your glucose, divide it by 18, whatever the number is, and if you do that, it would be 3.6. Ketones are measured in that metric system. So if you get 3.6 in ketones, 3.6 in glucose, you are now at a 1-to-1 ratio. Your body's breaking down the bad cells as quickly as it can and making new healthy cells as quickly as it can. And that's our goal for you. And you don't do that forever. You do it for a short period of time. Then you do what's called diet variation that we're going to teach you about. We're going to teach you ancient healing strategies. And then also what happens when you break down those cells. Do you get toxins in your body? How do you get cellular detox going? All of that stuff will be laid out for you in a reasonable, understandable way. And then we want to teach you how to fish rather than give you a fish. So we want to teach you how to do this for yourself. There'll be some of you that need more help. Others are going to roll with it. Some are going to say, what else do you got? And we'll go over that because you got a lifetime to be healthy, right? So block fasting. Sometimes we do we know at 30 hours, your body is really hitting autophagy very, very highly. When you get up to 30 hours, your stem cells are being produced great. If we get in, you know, after that particular 15 days, some people are going to want to learn how to do a 5-day water fast or a block, or sometimes we do a bone broth fast, and we'll talk about those more as time goes on. So we talked about intermittent fasting as number one. We talked about the extended block fast, which is number 2, which is you go for 30 hours plus. And sometimes it takes people half a year to get ready. There's no rush. It's just your life. You can have the rest of your life to make this go. And so we also, we're going to teach you how to do what's called a keto coffee. And I have a video on that that's going to show you how to do that in the morning, because coffee actually helps increase autophagy. So we want your body to learn how to increase autophagy. Now, number 3, this is a big one that people need to understand, is fasted exercise. You want to, when you go and you have a protein shake before you exercise, all you're doing is burning the glucose that was in that protein while you exercise. So, and then also, if you go eat something within 30 minutes after you exercise, you're replacing all those calories that you might have burned with the calories of the food you eat. So by doing a fasted exercise workout, you're going to increase your autophagy at a much greater rate. So it can double or triple the autophagy, the breaking down of the bad cells, because your body's not going to break down good cells. It's only going to look for the bad cells, and it's going to break them down first. Believe me, you got a lot of them. What did I say? 70 billion cells a day need to be killed through autophagy, through apoptosis, which is programmed cell death after they've done their time. Then all those nutrients are supposed to be recycled into new stem cells. So the fasting exercise program, remember, you don't want to do this forever, because you want to go through all these various systems in your life. You want to be, it's called, well, we have diet variation. You want to do spurts of exercise, then rest, so your body can heal. One way that you know you're in autophagy after exercising is your body sore. If your body's sore, then you've actually been breaking down some of the tissue in your body. That's called autophagy, and now you're forcing it through exercise, but you also want to have a period to let your body recover. So that's when the stem cells come in and they repair those damaged muscles. So that's and also when you do when you do exercises in a fasting state, your body's going to burn fat more readily. And especially if you've already trained your body to be in ketosis, which we are going to teach you how to do. If you're already in ketosis and then you go work out in a fasted state, your body's going to burn fat quicker. So that's really important. Again, when you're working out, don't eat 30 minutes before you go and work out, regardless of what you've been said. You can look this stuff up yourself. And don't eat 30 minutes after. Don't even drink water while you're working out. Wait and let your body use, you're 98% water or something. Just, you got plenty of water, and let your body be challenged. Let it seek out the water it needs. And then don't drink water immediately after you've exercised. Let your body readjust itself. It knows what to do. It's got this innate intelligence. Now, if you have a medical condition that says, I need to do something different, talk to your doctor about it. But these are the statistics. This is the latest information that you really probably won't hear this elsewhere. But when you come to my workshop, you're going to get so familiar with it, you'll know what autophagy is. What is autophagy? Body eating itself. What's the mTOR pathway? Body building new muscle, new organs, okay? The stem cell production. Okay, so we've gone through 3 of these workshops. By the way, every Wednesday at 12:30, I do a Wellness Wednesday Zoom meeting, and that's completely separate from the workshops I'm doing. You can always catch it on Facebook at Dr. Duncan McCollum, DC as well, 12:30 every Wednesday. If you're not doing anything, tune in, because I'm trying to give you guys as many health tips as I can to help you be as healthy as you can for as long as you can. All right, so number 4, autophagy, different substances that you can take to help break down your cells. This is the foods that you eat. Now, we know, I mentioned that coffee increases autophagy. It activates autophagy. Green tea actually activates autophagy as well, in your liver specifically. There's something called EGCG, and the body, through polyphenols that you get through the green tea, is going to help break down the poor, weak cells in the liver. So hepatic autophagy, because hepatic means liver, and it's also going to help break down and clear the bad liver lipids that are stuck in your liver. You know, there's a lot, your body's, a lot of people have fatty livers and stuff. We've helped people decrease the fatty livers and reverse them completely, not by the 15-day challenge, but by changing your lifestyle. And what we're wanting to do is help you learn how to change your lifestyle. So I want to make sure that you understand that. Now, I'm going to have, we're going to go through the next the two next ways that your body can produce autophagy. And then we're going to listen to Dr. Jason Fung. Dr. Jason Fung wrote 2 books. One is called The Complete Guide to Fasting. The other one's called The Obesity Code. And in an interview that I did with him, he talks about why fasting works and what he has seen in it changing diabetes. We've seen so many people get off their diabetic medicine, talking to their medical doctor, of course, as their numbers change, that it's so important for you to hear that. So we'll be going through that in a few minutes. Also, turmeric. Curcumin is in turmeric. This will also add to your autophagy. It's an anti-cancer substance. So the curcumin that's in the turmeric is going to help break down some of the bad cells in your body that are maybe looking to migrate or mutate into cancer cells. And it specifically works in the lungs. And we know that right now with COVID, lungs being very susceptible, you want to make sure that you're doing the best thing that you can for them. So this course, the 15-day course, the 15-day challenge is going to help boost your immune system. It's going to help clean out all of the weak cells. So if you do get affected with anything, your body can just fight that, not have to deal with all of the weak dying cells that are trying to turn into cancer that have not been autophagized yet. I just made that word up. So a couple other substances, ginger tea is awesome. It helps stimulate fat burning. It helps break down bile, the fat in your bile. The bile comes from the gallbladder, gets recirculated through the large intestine when you eat fat. And then that bile breaks down the good fats and makes the fatty acids so you could absorb them to make the hormones and the neurotransmitters that are necessary to sustain life. The whole point of this, of our body, is sustained life, right? Healthy cells, hormone function, and correct digestion of the good foods you're putting in your body. Because every time you take a bite of something unhealthy, it creates an unhealthy pathway going through your body. The more we can teach you to eat healthily, the better your body is going to be, all, on and on. So we're going to listen to Dr. Jason Fung here, and he's going to talk about why intermittent fasting and what he's seen from it. And then we'll be back in just a few minutes after a short commercial break. Dr. Jason Fung. Dr. Fung is an amazing doctor, nephrologist, who's really breaking amazing ground with diabetes. And he has been embracing the nation with fasting and how we can actually, through fasting, reverse type 2 diabetes. So we're really glad to have you here, and I thought maybe you could just mention a few things about it.
Yeah, it's not very hard to understand, because if you don't eat, then your body is going to need to use up that glucose, because it's an energy source. So if you don't eat, your blood sugars will fall. Everybody knows that. So then why can't we use that as a therapeutic option? Because now you've got a sort of treatment that's 100% natural, completely free, and wouldn't that be better to do than to go see your doctor and take expensive medications that have potential side effects? And that's the real thing, is that this represents a new option for people that a lot of people haven't thought about before. And it's like, if it works, great. If it doesn't work, well, you really haven't lost anything. Like, you don't eat for a few hours. That's the only thing. You're hungry for a little bit, but you haven't lost anything. But if it works for you, it really can change your life, because that type 2 diabetes can cause so many diseases, right? It can cause heart disease and kidney disease and blindness and stroke.
Yeah, number one cause of kidney failure too, right?
Exactly, and it's no fun. And at that point, if you develop all those diseases, there's nothing you can do about it. And one of the things that people always think is that, well, I can go get some insulin from my doctor.
Right.
And the problem with that is that, yes, you can get insulin from your doctor. It won't make you healthier. That's the point. That if you have type 2 diabetes and you take all these medications, you don't actually prevent any heart disease or strokes or anything like that. The insulin doesn't make it better because it doesn't get rid of the sugar.
Yeah, and
That
you were
sugar is
mentioning
just-
too that insulin, I mean, most people have a problem of too much insulin anyway.
Yeah.
So when you said, why the heck would you give somebody more insulin if their problem is too much insulin in the first place?
Exactly. And the insulin, as everybody who takes it knows, causes weight gain. You take insulin, you gain weight. Well, how is that going to make your diabetes? Well, it's going to make it worse. So you're taking a drug that, yes, your sugars will get better, but your underlying disease is going to get worse.
Right.
And it's like year after year, you're just giving yourself more medications. And guess what? That's exactly what we saw. So, you know, in the standard treatment, and the scary part, of course, is that you could go to 99% of doctors, even at like the fanciest medical schools, and they'll treat you exactly the same. So they'll give you first a drug and another drug, then insulin, more insulin, more insulin.
Right.
And they think that they're doing great, but you know, at the end of the day, they've got their heart disease, they've got their strokes, they've got their kidney disease. They haven't actually done anything.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
here. You've helped so many people.
Thank
and
you so
it's
much.
really great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back, and Dr. Fung, I really appreciate him being willing to give you that information. And I just want to let you know that on the 12th, for anybody that just tuned in, this is your chance to change your health dramatically. I put this together because I know we need it. We all need it. It's a 15-day challenge. It starts on August 17th. You can go to McCollumWellness.com and sign up for that, the 17th date, or for the 12th, you can join for free. And you can listen to the seminar on the 12th and decide whether or not you want to go forward from there. You can also dial 474747 on your cell phone, and in the comment, put 15-day, 15-day. It will take you right to the place where you can sign up for the free course. And then from there, if you decide you just know you want to sign up for the 15-day challenge, which I recommend you do, you're going to get some immediate information that's going to help you have a better time through that course. All right, so we're talking about number 4. Well, there's a couple of other things here. So much stuff that you can know. And now we have a great product that you can get on my website. If you go to mccollum.revelationhealth.shop, you actually will be taken to a point that there's a product called Cell Clear, CELLCLEAR, that has all of these resveratrols, all of these things that I just talked about in appropriate proportions that will help your body break down the bad cells quicker and support the new growth of new healthy cells. So we really want to work on a very healthy lifestyle. We want to teach you what to eat and what not to eat. All of that stuff you will get in the 15-day course. There'll be Zoom meetings, 5 Zoom meetings where we'll be live. You have a chance to submit your questions ahead of time. And then every day there will be points coming out. So it's going to be so fun. I can't wait to do it. So many of you have already done the intermittent fasting course with me, the 7-week course. This is a great way to just jump right in, get reminded of how you need to do it. Contact the office, McCollum Family Chiropractic, 831-459-9990, or go to McCollum Wellness, and you get a discounted fee because you've already done the course. But it will change, it'll get you right back into it. You know, just like going to the gym, if you haven't been there for a while, you forget the right way to lift. You forget a lot of things. So we're going to get you right back into it. So number 5, dry fasting. Now, I don't recommend that you do that out there at this point, but I just want to talk about dry fasting. Dry fasting, there's 2 types. There's a hard and soft dry fasting. And what that is, it's right now we would do a 24-hour fast with no water. And by doing that, you increase autophagy dramatically, and then you're going to stimulate stem cell growth. I'm putting it out there. I don't recommend you do it without supervision, but we do offer that in our courses, in our academy, and to some of our patients that are ready for it. The dry fasting is amazing. Now, the difference between a hard dry fast is you don't have any water for 24 hours. You don't take a shower. You don't brush your teeth, because your body's going to find everything it needs to make that happen, to really break down the cells as much as possible. Now, maybe your family can't stand you and you want to do a soft dry fast. Still very effective. You can brush your teeth and you can take showers. I'm just giving you the spectrum of what you can work up to. Maybe not in the 15-day, but if you really are sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you want to reverse the biological clock, which is the name of my forthcoming book, Reversing the Biological Clock, then it's time to start to learn techniques that are proven out there, very successful, not taught in Western medicine. Most of the time when my diabetic patients would come to me, they say, my medical doctor doesn't want me to do this. And then I say, well, I understand that. You know, you do what you're going to do. And what happens is they get off insulin a lot of the time, because even the National Institute of Health has stated, this is back in 1996, they stated that type 2 diabetes can be reversed 90% of the times with diet and exercise alone. But then nobody goes by it. So I want you to know that there's a good chance of you not having to go down the diabetic pathway if you want help with this. The 15-day challenge might just scratch the tip of the iceberg for you. But if you can learn to change your health, you can change your life. Nobody's going to do it for you. Only you can do it. There's no magic pill. Diabetes is getting worse and worse and worse. The number one effect of diabetes is heart disease. Colon cancer comes there. Preventable blindness, limb amputation. It's all preventable if you catch it and do the right things. But you have to be taught by somebody that knows what they're doing. So come to my August 12th seminar. Go to McCollumWellness.com and sign up for it. It's free. And it's going to be at 7 o'clock on the 12th. If you like that and you're ready for doing the 15-day challenge, it starts on August 17th. Let's go. We're going to do it. We're going to have a blast, and you're going to be so much better off for it. And some of you will have more challenges than others, but at the end of the day, you're going to be better off. And I really, really appreciate any information that you need from me or call. You can contact my office, info@mccollumfamilychiropractic.com. You can email that. It will come directly to me. I'll be able to help you or answer your questions. Now, again, some of the things that the 5 different ways that we're going to teach you. Autophagy, and that's just one portion of this course. It's just one portion, but it's intermittent fasting, how to skip meals, when to eat, what block fasting is, which is the second one, which is going to be up a 24-hour fast, a 30-hour fast, which we're going to teach you at the end of 15 days, a 3-day water fast or bone broth fast, a 5-day water fast or bone broth fast, dry fast, how fasting exercise programs will help increase autophagy, what dry fasting is, what supplements help increase autophagy. So I hope this helps you. I hope it makes a little sense. What I want to do is take a quick break right here, because I want Dr. Dan Pompa, who will be on my show next Saturday on the 15th at 3 o'clock, going over this is from the guy that's put this all together, that's taken so much information out there and put it in a thing that you won't get from anybody, because so many people specialize in ketogenic diet, or they specialize in intermittent fasting, or they talk about, well, nobody talks about diet variation. Very few people talk about ancient healing strategies. And Dr. Pompa is the man, the person, the expert on cellular detoxification. I've been working with him for over 3 years personally. There's about 40 or 50 of us doctors around the country and out of this country that are actually, we meet weekly. We go over case studies. We take some of the most challenging cases out there, and as a group, we help these people. And you know, the 15-day fast is just the beginning to help you get in that state. So here we go with Dr. Dan Pompa, and listen to what he has to say, and then tune in next week when we hear from him. Okay, we're back. This is Dr. Duncan McCollum, Stepping in Radio. This is the autophagy story, the self-eating story, how your body eats itself to keep it healthy. Your body's got the most incredible physician that ever walked the face of the earth, and that's inside of you, and it's called your innate intelligence. We are trying to handcuff our innate intelligence by staying away from everything. The people with the best immune systems have been exposed to things throughout their life. You know, again, I started the show by talking about my mom. There was a kid that was older than me in the neighborhood when I was young. And, you know, I'd come in and say, Mom, you know, so-and-so's picking on me, you know, you go talk to him. She goes, no, I'm not going to go talk to him. You go talk to him. You go tell him to stop, you know, and just see where you get. And, you know, you're going to be stronger for it. And, you know, I thought, thanks, Mom. That's really nice of you. But the truth of the matter is I was stronger for it. You let your body fight for itself, and it's going to be stronger. Now, if you're comorbid, if you've got chronic lung disease, if you've got diabetes, if you've got various digestive disorders, if you've already got heart disease, then those are things that you really need to be a lot more cautious of rather than the healthy individuals out there. We're teaching the healthy how to be healthier, because the more healthy we are, the more our body's going to fight off anything and knock it out. Because we need herd immunity with anything from polio to measles to mumps to chickenpox to COVID-19. Herd immunity is important. Now, you know, a lot of information has been out there saying that COVID is a lot more dangerous than it may or may not be. But the bottom line is, whether you wear a mask and isolate yourself, if you don't build your own immune system up, you're barking up the wrong tree. All right, so this has been really fun. Dr. Duncan McCollum, my show coming up on August 12th, the Zoom meeting. Sign up now. Go to mccollumwellness.com. Go to the August, scroll down to the August 12th seminar. It's free. Click the box. And if you already know, I'm going to do this. I've listened to this guy for years. He makes sense. And I've been meaning to do it. Go ahead and sign up right now for the 15-day challenge on August 17th. It's $149. You will immediately be getting the basic information so you can start to prepare for the seminar. Dr. Dan Pompa will be on my show next Saturday. You got to listen to it. You do not want to miss him, because he's on the front line with what's really going on with the science that's being censored so much. And regardless of what side of any political spectrum you may or may not be on, your health is up to you. Nobody's going to get you healthier than you. Okay, Dr. Duncan McCollum, I really appreciate you guys all tuning in, and we will see you in the trenches.